What is up, Gundam Meisters and Innovators? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to the 24th century to cover Mobile Suit Gundam 00. Gundam is here to solve all problems in your life, and this time, Gundam is going to finally bring peace in the Middle East. Lols, JK, all hell breaks loose. In this episode, all three militaries do a joint operation to try to take down Celestial Being. So grab your Hado and let's get into this. Azadistan is in turmoil after the coup. Things have since settled down, but there is constant unrest everywhere. The conservatives are still mad that Rashmati has gone missing. Marina gives a speech, easing the minds of her people. It has gotten to a point where Celestial Being is now stepping in to handle their nation. Lock-On is talking to Wang. He explains to her that it was an organized attack on the solar antenna by Mobile Suit, and that this was done by a third party designed to create internal conflict. Setsuna goes to investigate the area where missiles were launched during the coup, but he spots Graham and Billy also investigating. He hides, but Billy is able to spot him. He pretends to be a local, but Graham recognizes that he has a gun behind his back. Rather than engaging, he says out loud that the Moralian Enact has gone missing. Graham, suspecting Setsuna, leaves a breadcrumb for him. Of course, he is talking about Ali's Enact, but Setsuna wonders why a former leader of a Krugus child army is causing civil unrest now. As a terrorist attack takes place below, above is Howard and Daryl scouting in the area with their flags. The leader of a failing country decides to cry. One of her servants comes in and holds her at gunpoint for failing her nation. Marina's security guards take her out. She continues crying. Since Ali may be involved, Setsuna has an idea where to look. He and Lock-On head out towards the location. Hong Long joins Lock-On in Dynamis. He finds Ali, who launches, while his team gets Rashmati out of there. The two engage in battle. Ali is surprisingly holding his own against the GN particle machine. Ixia takes out Anak's arm, and Ali retreats. Meanwhile, Ali's team gets Rashmati out of there, but Dynamis catches up to them. Hong Long does some ninja shit, while Lock-On snipes from afar. Setsuna backs them up and comes to pick up Rashmati. On the Telemi, Tieria is upset about the latest changes to the mission that Sumeragi made, but Alleluia thinks that Sumeragi's plan is the best option they have. At the palace, Marina gets word that Celestial Being has Rashmati, and they plan negotiations. Everyone gathers at the palace. Graham is there watching everything go down. Setsuna and the Gundam arrives. It didn't bring any weapons. Some conservative rebels fire on the Gundam along with some amps, but it does nothing. He walks up to the palace and gives Rashmati to Marina. She asks if he really is Setsuna F-Sei, but he doesn't respond and tells her that what comes next is up to her. Ixia makes his leave. The flags want to attack, but it was a peaceful interaction for the most part. If Union mobile suits were to suddenly attack the Gundam, they will be the ones who look like the enemy. Rashmati told the world that his kidnappers were mercenaries trying to create conflict and prevent the modernization of Azadistan. No one knows who this is, however. No one except Setsuna. The reformists and conservatives finally come to an agreement, but civil unrest still continues. JNN is broadcasting a roundtable regarding Celestial Being potentially working on GN particle technology for decades. In between the moon and Earth is Lagrange Point 1, where there exists a Union space colony. Near there is an asteroid field where Celestial Being has a remote satellite. On the Telemi is Ian and Alleluia. Back on Earth is Sumeragi and the rest of the Telemi bridge crew. Wang says that humanity needs to look towards colonies for the future, but Sumeragi believes humans are selfish by nature and it will be a while till that happens. Lock-On ignores the crew while looking at a memorial and being reminded of his past. Kinoe's boss loves the latest broadcast and wants to make more, but Kinoe wants to continue researching Aeolia Schoenberg. He allows her to continue research, but says that she may end up digging a hole that she can't crawl out of. Luisa's mother finally leaves. As she takes off, Setsuna the Gundam returns to cosplaying as a human. Saji asks him for a favor. Meanwhile, the nations begin working together to try to lure the Gundam Meisters into a trap. Graham, Howard, and Daryl look up in the sky to find 12 flags flying in formation. These are ace pilots from the best squad coming together. I mean, this is just Top Gun. Graham says that their anti-Gundam unit has been named the Overflags. Each pilot will have their own custom flag designed specifically by Eichmann. At the same time, Soma and Sergei of the HRL are prepping for deployment. Meanwhile, Patrick Colasar of the AEU is making out with someone before he realizes that he has to do an overused "I'm late" cliche. His commanding officer punches him, and he is suddenly in love. Sumeragi gets a message on a civilian line. It happens to be Billy, who has some information for her. Setsuna is hanging out with Saji and Louise, who is sad her mother is gone, when Setsuna gets a message and has to leave. The military joint venture is disguising itself as a training exercise. Sumeragi meets with Billy, who actually gives her data on the simulation. He wants to know what he would do in her situation. He also asks her if she would like to come visit Eichmann, but she declines. One Overflag member, Joshua Edwards, talks shit about Graham, as he is known in some circles to have killed his old superior officer, even though it was merely a duel to see which mobile suit the Union would adopt. Sumeragi, of course, analyzed Billy's data and gave it to Veda. Veda is certain the attack is going to happen over the Taklamakan Desert in China. Setsuna takes a detour to Azadistan to have a Batman moment with Marina. At the AEU French Foreign Legion base, Ali is meeting with an officer under the name Gary Biagi. He has been assigned to Agrissa, which was used during the Fifth Solar Conflict. A total of 52 teams and 832 mobile suits will be participating in the joint venture. The Gundam's tech is far beyond theirs, so their goal is a war of attrition. The Gundam heads towards the desert where enriched uranium is buried. Sergei gets orders to capture the Gundams with his team. He is starting to realize that this is all a setup. These random rogue terrorists were set up to lure out the Gundams. Gundam Dynames is riding on top of Gundam Kyrios. As they fly over the desert, Lock-On begins sniping. They are able to take out the terrorists. That is when everyone moves. That is a lot of missile pods heading their way. Ooh, there's missile pods on top of missile pods. That looks painful. They take evasive maneuvers. The Ptolemy tells Exia and Virtue to begin. They uncloak themselves and begin attacking a team of Rialdos. Tieria uses the Gian bazooka to take out all enemies in front of him while creating a trench. Lock-On recognizes that Setsuna and Tieria are on the battlefield and proceed with Plan B. Alleluia starts freaking out. This sensation means that Soma is on the battlefield. Soma's Tierin Tautsu begins attacking Alleluia. She is dominating Kyrios Gundam. Alleluia can't handle it. He turns into Hallelujah. The AEU commander kept Patrick on standby. It has been 5 hours since the fighting has begun. Now is Patrick's time to launch. The Gundam pilots are all getting tired. Graham and his team launches in the new Overflags. The SV-MS-010 Overflag is a variant of the original Union flag and similar in many ways to Graham's custom flag. This version of the mobile suit has a high-speed flight mode, which is very hard to control, but gives the unit incredible speed. The black color is due to its anti-beam coating, which helps against the Gundam's beam attacks. It is equipped with a new Trident Striker linear rifle, which was redesigned to improve aerodynamics and improve output. It is also equipped with a 20mm machine gun, a defense rod, a plasma sword, and the same leg missiles used in flight mode. The bombardment finally stops, and that is when Setsuna and Tieria split up and retreat. Patrick Kolazar comes in to attack Gundam Virtue. His mission is to try to capture the Gundam. Soma is trying to capture Hallelujah. That is when the Overflags come in. Joshua Edwards gets cocky and breaks formation. He goes in and is instantly destroyed by Lock-On. Setsuna is the only one that was able to break free. That is when he spots a mobile armor. It is the Agrissa. The AEU MA07013 Agrissa Type 13 is a mobile armor that docks with Ali's custom enact. This was created by the AEU during the Fifth Solar Power War. The unit is designed to surround the mobile suit and use its plasma cannon to immobilize the pilot without destroying the mobile suit. It is also solar power. This mobile suit is also equipped with a plasma field, a melee claw, a blade rifle, and a large sonic blade. The Agrissa is able to hold down Exia and use the plasma field on the unit. Setsuna thinks he is going to die, so naturally he thinks about the time that he murdered his parents. He reminds himself that he is a Gundam, and he remembers when he saw O Gundam when he was younger. That is when Agrissa is attacked. Ali's enact custom ejects from the mobile armor before it gets destroyed. Setsuna looks up to see Gundam Throne Drei. The GNW 003 Gundam Throne Drei is the third unit of Team Trinity, with the other two being the Ions and the Zwei. All three of these units are designed for support. This unit has a GN stealth field and is designed for scouting and searching. Due to its role, it doesn't have the best offensive capabilities. Like its sister units, this mobile suit is based off of the O Gundam. The pilot, Nina Trinity, isn't capable of processing all the intel data herself, so she has a Hado equipped to help her out. This unit also utilizes the GN Drive Tau. This is inferior to the GN drives found on the Ptolemy Gundams, as it requires an external power source to power the GN particles, or activate them. I'm not really sure, it's kind of vague. This produces red GN particles instead of the green particles, and they are considered toxic. And that will do it for this episode. The three forces of Earth are starting to get desperate as they work together to try to take down Celestial Being. Little did the world know, gasp, there's more than just four. Or is there, as the Ptolemy crew will start to question if they are Gundam Meisters. Next time, we will learn more about the other two Throne Gundams, along with Team Trinity. The Ptolemy team will meet with Trinity team, and we will learn more about the Observers. Also, Saji and Louise's lives will be vastly interrupted as they are brought into the fold of all this drama. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, if you want to become a Gundam, you should probably be strong enough to take down a child army commander. Peace.